I'd like to take the floor now. I'm not much at public speaking, but I sing a hell of a lot better than they did.
Give us a tune.
I just like to say several things. One, how delighted we are for the McDougall clan to have Duncan find that beautiful girl with all her talents and all her delightful ways, and we're very pleased. And Duncan is, well, he's just a step behind, but he's also, like Belle, a lover of sports, nature, music, learning, family, etc. So we're very lucky and wish you well. Now, Duncan, we've known him a long time. How longer than you? And I think you need a little advice, because I'm a believer that what you learn and experience in your youth shows up the rest of your life. And so you know Duncan better if I go back and tell you 2 or 3 experiences of his youth and relate them up to the present day.
You're actually running a little late here.
I'm going to read you from his report card. This is at nursery school and Miss Buttonshaw's in Montreal. That was his first step in education. And I'd like to read these. I have this with me, the original, and you can see it if you want. I'd like you to read what they had to say about Duncan. Under the heading Rhythm, it says, this is true, no, Duncan has a tendency to trip and fall easily when playing outdoors. Perhaps some of his current friends who play soccer, tennis, or whatever with them have noticed this, and as a tweak, this bet when you're young, so goes when you get a little older. And Belle, I understand you're having trouble teaching the telemark terms, and so you know why. Further in their school report, it says, quote, Duncan has adjusted satisfactorily to school. He has mastered dressing and undressing. And it says, dash, no mean defeat. No help is needed there. And under the heading solitary play, it says never. That's why he was already turning into a social animal. Then as he got, that was when he was just a little twig, and as he got to be 5 or 6 years of age, he gained a lot of independence. He has independent ways. You've seen that. We used to go on trying to get early to our summer cottage on weekends, and Duncan's school was 3 blocks. Someone House School was 3 blocks from us. It would take him.
It was a long 3 blocks.
Yes, it did. It was. It took him an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. And we noted finally that we were searching for him. He was late only on the days it was raining or very slushy in the spring. And we searched for Duncan, and sure enough, every time we found him, he had his best black leather shoes from someone else, and he'd be in the gutter, making dams and water on the shoes and tracking that we had to buy, and his socks were soaking wet, and his uniform was too. And that's what comes from sort of independence he has. And that's why I guess he's so enthusiastic today about camping out in the snow, and always wants to be the first one in the spring in the pond or the lake, right?
Wait for the spring.
The last one out in the fall.
Where's Delia?
This happens. I hear about these things. But at the same time, he showed he began to show concern and care and support for his family and for other people, and I think it's a very nice trait. And but it came at a wrong time for me when I was in the wintertime when we were skiing when it was very cold and freezing and we couldn't go to the ski hill, I was learning to paint oils, self-taught. And Duncan came down one day when I'd been working all winter long, and he sat there and he watched me for a long time, and he said, "Dad, those are the best paintings I've ever seen." He said, "You could get $5 for one of those anywhere." Well, I gave up. I didn't paint for 25 years after that, but I treated him well, because from then on, it could be freezing cold, and I took him skiing anyway. But the one thing I should tell you about it, I just wanted to warn Belle. I think she needs a little help and advice. As I know, you're talking about expanding your home so that let Duncan in. Well, I'm not so sure. But I read, and he is also, you know, he's a goal-oriented person. He sets goals and he strives until he wins every time. Well, he also was a very good poet in his youth, and he is now. And so I took note, and it started to worry me as I read this. This is Duncan's poetry of when he was 17. Do you remember The Cabin of My Dreams?
Yes.
Yeah. I just like to read from it. It says, "I've had this dream for quite a while. A place I'd like to build, with a big, strong stone fireplace and a pantry always filled. I'd be far out, deep in the woods, beside a rushing stream. It's there I'd spend the peaceful times in the cabin of my dreams." Now, this is not quite like what your house is now, but it's still, your house is very homey and has the same feel as that. Then I read on, and so far so good. And it says, here I read on, "It wouldn't be huge, just big enough to fit all my gear." Now, where does she fit in? And by the time he brings his books, the place would be filled. So you should take a little note of that. But then I've already come to the crux of the whole thing when it said, "It wouldn't be huge, just big enough to fit in all my gear, with a pot-bellied stove and a big front porch and a little outhouse in the rear." Now, the poetry goes on, but I quit right there. And I think that my advice is to you, monitor those plans very, very closely.
I think that is a wise.
So that's my last advice. And I just, last word, we're so happy that these two are getting together. We wish them Godspeed, lots of love, and a long life together.
And indoor plumbing.
And if by chance there are little ones that appear, I hope the Travers will be quiet about it, because we need to catch up with them. We have lots of them. We need to catch up. So, Godspeed, lots of love.
Thank you.
at the end.
Do you want to play it one time or two times?
It's fine.
How about if we do the thing we're going to do, and then we'll play that one time?
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Hello, little stinkies.
Okay.
Okay.
So, do we need to practice anymore? Okay, I think we got it. Yeah. We want to show you what a little practice can do.
Yeah.
Okay.
That could be good.
Okay.
so I thought this was my cue. Let me mention that I wish that our grandparents, Duncan's and Carrie's and my grandparents, Lillian Drummond Burks and Henry Gifford Burks and Robert Harold Mac McDougall and Ellen Belle McDougall were here to hear this music and all these stories and to witness this wonderful celebration, the marriage of their very youngest grandchild, James Duncan McDougall, or as Granny Lillian referred to him always affectionately, simply Mr. Jones. Perhaps our grandparents are here in some way tonight. Then let me mention apologies to Duncan and Carrie's and my great-great-uncle, the famed poet and Quebec country doctor, William Henry Drummond, who wrote books full of poetry in the Quebec patois, a wonderful mix of English and French, which so many of us know and love. And I must mention specifically the poem, The Wreck of the Julie Plante, after which this poem is fashioned. So half the people in this room will recognize that. Duncan is well known for being able to give a stirring rendition of the original poem, which is why I'm using it as my tale. It's very, very sad story, this one. The poem is called The Wreck of the Bachelor's Life. A Green Mountain legend with a moral. And for those who don't know any French or any Quebec patois, I'll just tell you a few words. Arpent is a measurement of distance, something, I've never heard how long an arpent is, but it's a measurement of distance.
It's smaller than an acre.
Measurement of distance.
Not
So
quite.
arpent,
Not quite an acre.
Not quite, okay.
Distance.
Well, anyways, it is a measurement. And jardin is a garden. Hôpital, any guesses? Very good. Okay. And Duncan talked about belles lettres in his song tonight. And I'm talking about mots d'amour. Words of love. Okay, so here we go. The Wreck of the Bachelor Life. On one dark night, an Annover, the wind, she blow, blow, blow. And one bachelor out on Stephen's farm was gazing at the snow. Dat Dunk, he walk on his front deck and walk behind deck too. He dream of that girl from up the road. He call her name also. The gal, she's name was Traver, was come from Barrington, move up on Loomis Road, you know, some arpent from his farm. She built her house very fine, on hill, jardin and kayak too. Was PA on big hôpital. Not much that gal can do. For the wind she blow like a hurricane, by and by she blows some more. And that Belle, she work her love magic and hook her dunk for sure. That bachelor Dunk, he live alone and keep the quiet life. So many year he work and roam with no talk of a wife. Dunk walked the world from north, east, west. He walked the south road too. But Belle, she dreamed, mon cher captain, mon cher, why, where are you? She dreamed she trod a big anchor to catch her lifelong mate. Then her D-man rushed to Etna town, didn't want to be too late. That night was dark like one black cat. When Dunk, he turned the page and saw the face of Belle Traver. It's how they set the stage. He think he need the life preserve. His heart, it beat so fast. He read the tale of La Belle Belle. By God, this love could last. Next morning, very early, about 4:30, that bachelor Dunk, by the candlelight, wrote Belle his mot d'amour. For the wind she blow like hurricane, by and by she blow some more, and that Belle, she work her love magic and hook our Dunk. All right, now comes the moral. Now all good long-time bachelor man, that warning by that tale, when gal like Belle appear on deck, it's no time to hit the trail. And a wind she blow like hurricane, and suppose she blows some more, you can't resist the love magic when it knock.
The way they met was amazing. Not by phone or by fax or email. Just a good old-fashioned letter was the beginning of this fairy tale. They both liked to ski through the powder and hike up mountains ensemble, rub these together, you guys. Then play tennis and golf and go swimming, onto kayaking through waves on the Sound. This doesn't scan. In the kitchen, Belle reigns supreme. But Dunk, too, in fact, is no slouch. They cook the most wonderful repasts. Of this truth, we are happy to vouch. Belle is a lady of talent. There ain't much that she can't attain. From construction to painting to fix-its, plus tending the wounded in pain. As a family, the Travers are terrific. There are brothers and sisters galore. And in-laws and outlaws and others, plus adorable young ones by score. It will take us a while to know them and to get them all sorted out. That's true of you guys. Is this Delia or Sarah or Aaron? Who belongs to this or that sprout? But we'll make it, I promise we'll try. You'll have problems with us.
There's Petey.
It's okay, he gets mentioned. You'll have problems with us, I've no doubt. In the end, you'll all be sifted, and we'll get it all figured out. Now there's Dave, Ann, Abby, Betsy, and Ben. Tim, Delia, Callie, Molly, and Tobin. Told you it didn't work. Leah, Terry, Allison, Sam, and William, and Aaron, Peter, Jenna, Petey, and Austin. Then there's Sarah and Wayne of Clan Ellis, Olivia, Lindsay, and Courtney. If this tone strikes you as gibberish, it's certainly not meant to be. The laird of the clan is Bill. Where is he? Anyway, he's here somewhere. With his gracious wife known as Belle, they make beautiful music together. A symphony. We think it's swell. So here's to the bride who's a beauty, and the groom, he is bearded and thin. We wish them long years of great happiness, hoped for by their pals and their kin.
boarding and looking for sharks, Steve.
And,
As far as I've ever gone.
and fell off a wave, I hear.
Yeah.
Fell off
Around
a 5...
5 feet high.
Whoa, dude!
That's taller than you.
Splash.
Like that high.
We're back clean.
Okay.
See you later.
Come again when you can't
See you
stay
later,
long.
Gator.
Go ahead, Bart. Jacka dude.
Find a shower set.
Driving the golf cart on the golf course, always boogie boarding. Jordan DePetrillo.
DePetrillo. What did you write,
This
Seth?
year was one of the best. 236 shark's teeth, boogie boarding, catching fish with wit, alligator hunting, and scaring coots with Nana! Exclamation point. At the beach all day. I don't want to go. Sniff. Boo-hoo. Ben.
Is he saying that Nana scares birds?
And then Seth says, lots of love. Seth. Good poetry.
The gang's all here.
I hate to see you go. Email us.
Birthday party. It's kind of bright, so.
Why don't you bring these? So when we sing happy birthday, we want to play happy birthday too. You put your hat in? This is mine.
No.
Right in here.
Yes, it is.
Sure. There it goes. I have.
This is Dad's. But I can't play. Dad, Mama, Dad.
He's giving us the beat.
Okay, well, let's,
Should we do the cake, Frank?
well, I was going to have you do the, or
Okay.
you do it, yeah.
I go. You go.
You go.
Okay.
Sandy, that was a little backpack?
It's a little backpack. Jesse can wear it. He's got all his presents inside.
Oh, what a great idea.
They go right in the hole.
All right, that was just
Right in the
warm
hole.
up. How do you do this?
You can pull them out again when you want.
Okay, everybody, here we go again.
One more time.
Let him play it.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jessie. Happy birthday to you.
Do you know how to blow? Can you blow that out? Hey, get that one. Get that one.
Yay!
Put your finger right there. And then put it right in your tongue.
Oh, I don't know that.
What do you think?
Somewhere I can.
Is that good?
Oh, that's all right. That's all right.
Okay, we're going to cut you a whole slice. You eat this stuff. Get it right on your fingers. There you go.
Meg is going to cut it for us, Duncan.
All right.
She's got plates and,
She's got the training.
yeah, birthday number 2 for Jessie. We have the DePetrillos in for the occasion. Of course, it is Christmas as well. Ooh, it's dark.
No, you're going to have dark.
That's
Look
some
at these.
sledding.
Right
And
wing.
we have Meg Sullivan here.
Ben was skiing. Jordan and Seth were sledding.
Great. Thank you for joining us to celebrate Jessie's birthday, right, Jessie? You say thank you? Her day today.
We're going to sit on the cleaning section.
Oh, okay. We have. I was telling your mom that we hold hands at night before dinner, and then we say, "What was the best part of your day? What was the best part of your day today?"
Okay, you're still there. Will you call me then Thursday night or Friday?
It could be just a moment, or it could be a whole hour, or it could have been a whole...
For me, it was 10 minutes in the hot tub with Carrie.
Excuse me,
Followed by lying out in the sun.
Oh,
10 minutes, no underwear on.
on your deck?
On my deck for 10 minutes, each side. Roasty toasty. And then
Yeah.
when I got up and got dressed, I felt so relaxed.
Oh, neat.
Now he's
Actually, it's the other way around. I went from the hot to the wet.
Ah.
now he's either pretty comfortable or he knows he wants to escape everywhere. Because you know it's
I've got
pretty.
some glue in it.
Yeah.
This is probably the best part of his day.
But if you hold them in your hand, you can tell where they want to escape to by the current you can't see. Like if he wants to escape onto here, he turns brown. If he wants to escape from there, he turns.
Isn't that amazing that they have that adaptive...
Now, you just gave me an idea, Seth. What about if people could read our minds by the color we turn?
Well, it's funny that we do have a little bit of that. I mean, if we flush when we're embarrassed or under stress.
It gives a message.
Yeah, it does. That.
I think Jesse wants to.
Are you driving? You had another one?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
Bye, Belle.
Have fun.
I always knew
I keep sending him money, I don't know why.
but I thought I was listening to it. Now I wonder if
Did you find a gecko?
It's sunny, and I can do the mackerel lamp.
With the gecko hunter.
that's
Maybe Sarah could take a group photo of us tonight.
Love it. Not tonight, now, because Sarah's not going to be here tonight.
Oh, I mean now, before you
Sarah is just an envelope. I'm a figment.
You're not coming with us?
pot stickers to Jordan.
How's your husband?
The pot stickers, fine.
Good.
that thing?
Is he fishing a
It's supposed
lot?
to be hot, right at the end.
As much as he can.
George's going around.
Sarah was saying that Whit just got a cataract surgery and now he can see everything.
Oh, I bet.
He is so smug.
Okay, this hand.
I want pot stickers with the
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Take a look. Get in there and look.
Mom.
Watch.
Ben, these are pot stickers. They're pork, and you dip them in the little sauce, and they're dead cold. And
Who's
they
got
used
the
to be hot.
gecko now?
Opie.
Opie.
We should get Opie on film
Yeah.
for posterity.
Oh, look.
Paula, you can
There's
see
a
my
leaf
camera.
there, huh?
Ben, what do you
Filming
hear? Have you
someone-
heard your college yet?
That's it.
Filming someone. This is like a reality TV show.
Supposed to open it, Bill. This is the door.
Thank you.
Okay?
Lincoln baby for your honeymoon. What do you suppose is in there?
Oh, do you want to open it in public?
Yes.
I'll wait till open that one for later.
Probably a
You
good
never
idea.
know with her.
Yeah, I know, she would.
First birthday boy.
That's really nice.
Oh, here you got.
Oh, Nana, those are nice, Bill. Those garden gloves. Yes, aren't they marvelous? Thank you, Willa. I really.
Actually, they're sink gloves, but you might like to use them in the garden.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, use them wherever
Says
you want.
cleaning, gardening, hair coloring.
Yeah.
Oh, Mom, yes, hair color.
Hair
Hair
color.
color. Yeah.
Changing the oil.
Doesn't wait.
Okay, ready? All three help.
Make a wish to blow out.
Come through.
Wait, we've got to wait.
No spitting.
We have to have the cameras ready. It's a very important time.
Hey, don't spit.
No spitting.
Ready? Say when.
1, 2, 3.
It's the most beautiful version of Happy Birthday I have ever heard.
All
Probably at
right.
least 8 parts.
Timmy's
Yes. Everybody sings. It was awesome.
From Jordan. And Seth is there too. They're figuring out the surf, I guess. We found out that this is basically the place to come for the best surfing. We had some great surfing here when the hurricane was here. That was fun. About Bruno. This is an important time when today on June 9th everybody's gathered up at the big house, and I have a special treat to be down on the dock swimming with Lindsay and Rowie. Now, Lindsay, I wanted to ask you, what does Bruno mean to you?
Means a lot. It makes me think about Granny. And it's really fun because we have a whole lake and you get to think about Sice and my family. And you get Oreo cookies.
Is there an Oreo cookie there? Who gave you that?
You.
What? Give us your thoughts on Bruno.
Well, I really like it, and I'm really gonna miss swimming in the lake. We get it for 1 more year. And getting scared out of the water by fish.
And your cousins Seth and Ben.
And meeting everyone up here, including you.
Ah.
And Oreo cookies.
Very good.
Well, Bruno has been a very important part of my life. I've many times said I would not trade 1 acre of Bruno for 100 acres of Montreal. It would have been a poor deal financially, but I would have been quite happy. No, it's, but we've been lucky. We've had better than 100 years here, and it's handled almost 4 generations in that time, and you can't do much better than that. So we have nothing to feel sorry about. We just have to look back at a lot of happy memories, and thank God we had the place.
What are you going to miss the most, Drum?
I'm going to miss the most swimming in the lake and walking the 5 lakes, which I do every weekend.
That's yours. Do you want to put your initials on
Just to get a feel of what the mountain is looking like. And the province has kept it in damn good shape, so I have no complaints on that.
I think it's on a chair in the dining room.
But I'm going to miss more than that, of course. The family ensemble here. It's the one spot where the family always got together because we live in different parts of the country and the world, so it's been a very pleasant place for family relationships.
What do you, quickly, one thing that you remember about your parents the most in association with the house?
In association with the house. Well, I have to say that they made it a very friendly place in which to live, and there was a lot of good humor in the piece. I have memories back to when my father used to lower me down on the roof, to the edge of the roof, with a rope around my tummy to bring the vines around the corner. That's the kind of memory I have of Father, because he was always up a tree, and he was ambidextrous. He used both hands equally well.
I heard he did backflips into the lake.
Yeah, 3/4 of a backflip. He never got right around. But who does? In terms of Mother, I think she was remarkable to put this expansion on when she was already 65 years of age. It's not the time you usually start expanding your house. She built the tennis court about the same time. So she had not only a love of the spot, but she also had a great talent for living and for expanding when most people are, I guess, diminishing their quarters and saying goodbye to their children and so on. If you couldn't turn up for Sunday lunch here, it was not only a black mark, you were really in her bad looks for quite some time until you produced a satisfactory explanation.
Thanks, Drum.
You're welcome, dear. Nice to talk with you.
Yeah. Terry.
Hi there.
Tell me your thoughts. This is a kind of a strange day.
No, it's the end actually of a diaspora. A bunch of people pass through here that
constituted a family. Lasted a century. Started off with poor Irish, poor English, big ambitions, people taking advantage of circumstance. And it's lasted 100 years, what they did. A big pebble thrown in a very big lake, which is actually to my left, my right, that way. Covered 5 or 6 generations, and most of those generations got to see it from beginning to end. The only sad thing about today, including the camera person I might add, is that there are unborn and youngsters who might not get to share or might not get to taste this place. But for those of us who did, and for those of us who hung around and understood how important this place was, we were rewarded many times over. Not only by having a cold lake at the end of a hot day, but all those cousins and refracted family things that when it's collected in one place does the soul good. And I sit here saying goodbye to a lot of ghosts who have never left me here at this side. Grandparents, parents, cousins who couldn't stay anymore, but all very important people and greatly affected by the place.
Can you throw me the pillow that's underneath the house?
What are the images that are going to stick with you the most?
The images have to be the lake and the mountain and the light, the sky, because for the longest time we were country, and this country sky is a country sky. My grandparents, either climbing up trees or banging a tennis ball.
Yeah, the sound of the tennis.
The sound of the tennis ball. It's not an image, but it is very vibrant and it echoes still here.
Yeah.
But really, it's just the ghosts of about 5 or 6 generations that never had any trouble melding together, mixing together, and all of whom left an indelible echo here. So we may be the last echo, but we're just going elsewhere, and I'm sure you'll hear from all of us again.
Thanks.